Before I go on to number 3, let's take a look at, let's go back to the iPad and finish that question number 2 that we had going on the graph that we had for number 2 on the quiz, which was finding the area of the regions. And the last part of the question was use the fundamental theorem of calculus to get the actual value. All right, so let's go through that now. This is the extra credit question. And one of the things I do want you to see is the fact, part of the reason I haven't been going through and explicitly giving the answers you guys is because I want you guys to go ahead and get rewrite credit for these. I want to give you enough information that you got it. If you got questions still, bring them to class, and ask and make sure you clarify things. Email me, verify situations, but I want you to get you can get credit for rewrite credit for some of the questions if you got less than 60% on these questions. Okay, but the extra credit question was use the fundamental theorem of calculus to show, and we know what the answer is going to be on this, so it equals 6, but let's do the math and verify that that's true, okay? So the fundamental theorem of calculus says we have to have, if we take the integral of lower f dx, that we will end up, find the antiderivative, plug in b, and then plug in a and subtract. That is the answer for the area under that curve. So that's the situation. The idea is that little f, lowercase f, is the derivative over the uppercase f. So what we've got to do now then is find the antiderivative and plug in b and a. So first, let's find the antiderivative. We take the antiderivative of each term. So we end up with, the integral sign goes away. We've got x squared raised to the power by 1 and divide by that new power, minus a constant times x. That's it. And it's good to have notation. And if I'm going to use my old style of the 1 bar, or 0 to 6, some people put brackets around it and put in the text, that's what they were doing, put the 0 and the 6. But now, so we need to plug 6 in. And some of you found it a variety of different ways. You got your answer a bunch of different ways, but the fundamental theorem of calculus is saying you find the antiderivative and plug in 6 and 0. That's what we've got. I want you to do that correctly. You need to be able to do it efficiently. Some of you are doing it a lot longer, long way around trying to figure this answer out. This is really concise. I want you to learn how to do this concisely. This is cap F from 0 to 6. So plug in 6 now. That gives us 6 squared over 2 minus 2 times 6 minus 0 squared over 2 minus 2 times 0. And that's equal to 36 over 2 minus 12 minus, we got 0 minus 0. That is going to give us 0 here. So that ends up giving us 18 minus 12, which turns out to be 6. Okay? So that is the extra credit question. And you're going to need to be able to, that is a foundational situation. You need to learn to be efficient with this. Come up quickly with what is the antiderivative of this function. This is what it is. Okay? And then you plug in a and b and do the subtraction and get the solution. If you got questions on that, let me know.